Hello everyone. I hope I am audible to all of you. Myself Sana Sheikh. I am a fourth year PhD student at IIT Bombay under the supervision of Professor Santosh J. Kharpure, and I am taking a NPTEL TA class of course which is entitled as Principle of Organic Synthesis, which is taught by Professor Punyamurthy from IIT Guwahati. So this is an extra class till week 12. We have done all the questions and classes. So this is the extra class in which I will summarize whole session, and I will try to cover up all the reactions which is included in this topic. Okay. So let's start today's session. We have done till here carbonyl compound reactions. Now let's move to the next question. So few question I will solve today, and then I will summarize whole session. Okay. So the question is predict the major product of the following reaction. So here you can see that on arrow we have copper iodide and PPS3 and K2CO3. So here the reaction will go, copper iodide is there, so copper insertion will take place. Here it will form oxidative addition, then followed by attack of this triple bond will result in this product formation. Here copper will insert. Then K2CO3 is a base which will abstract here from proton from here, and it will become negative, which will attack on this one, this carbon, and form new carbon bond, which will result in formation of this molecule. Okay. So I hope you understood the mechanism. Try yourself. We have discussed this type of question. If you are not getting, we will discuss in comment section. Okay. So next question is here. Take the major product of the following reaction. Here TiCl4 is given, and we have here acid chloride, right? Acetic acid chloride. Now here we have trimethylsilane, right? Trimethylsilyl molecule. Okay. So what will happen here? You can see the mechanism. Hmm. Yes. So here we have here MeCOCl, right? In this case also we have MeCOCl. So MeCOCl is nothing but we can write in this form also. Sorry. Yeah, Cl. So Cl elimination will take place. It will form MeCO electrophilic center, right? Positive. So this is the electrophilic center. So what is the next thing? This. So here this trimethylsilyl group will got knockout because it is a good living group with Cl in form of SiMa3Cl, and here negative charge will be generated which will attack here, and double bond will come here, and this double bond will attack on carbonyl center here like this. So we will get here, if talking about arrow pushing, you can see this way. Wait, अच्छे से wait. Okay, this way. So क्या होगा next? We will have double bond here, right? Because SiMe3 group is knockout, and it will get attacked by this one. So this is a very simple mechanism. This is the product we are getting here, right? Option number 2. I'm not able to mark this one. Okay, option number 2 is correct. This one. Okay. The next question. Predict the product of the following reaction sequence is. All of you know that here in the product we don't have S sulfur group. So this is a rearrangement type of reaction. Ethyl bromide is given, NaH is given, right? So what will happen in rearrangement reaction first? Halide formation will takes place, right? So here we have here allylic substituent is present on our sulfur atom, like this one only, right? So allylic group is there. So and here negative charge, if negative charge will get generated, that time we will get the, here we will generate the 2 3 2 sigma tropic rearrangement reaction moiety. How is it can possible? We have NaH, right? Sodium hydride. Sodium hydride is a good base. It will abstract the proton from here, right? And from any side you can do this. I am doing here, right? Proton abstraction will take place. Now it is S minus, right? First of all, ethyl group, sorry, ethyl bromide is there, right? So it will attack on, it will get bind to the sulfur first of all. So here, like this way, it will bind to sulfur. Here, like this, right? So after this one, the next one is NaH will abstract the proton. So I was abstracting the proton first, so sequence is matter. First ethyl bromide is added, that means it will form this halide. Then NaH will abstract the proton from alpha side, like this way, and this will form the sulfur halide. After sulfur halide formation, now you can see that we have one two shift will takes place, right? How the one two shift is taking place? Here, this is one, this is one, this is two, right? So this is going here, one two shift, and after the 1 to 6 shift, it will give this intermediate, and this intermediate will further undergo 3 to shift. How? We'll see here, right? So here we have 1 2 3, we have given numbering, and here 1 2. Okay. Huh. So here 2 3 shift will takes place, and after the 2 3 shift, the this 3 bond will form with one, this one. Okay, so bond formation will take place this 3 1. This is 3 1 shape, not 3 2. So it will give you a this type of intermediate 3 1 shape. Okay, all right. Yes, this one 3 1 shape. So you can see 3 and 1 bond formation will take place, new bond formation, and 2 3 one, in between 1 2 new double bond will occur right this way. We have discussed this in Claisen rearrangement reaction and cope also. So all three sigma tropic shift we have discussed, right? So this is 3 1 sigma tropic shift. So it will happen, and after that one, the next thing is added is ammonia, right? Sodium amine. So this one will eliminate this sulfur, and it will result in a desired product formation. So that's why the correct answer is this one, which is fourth option. Next one is predict the major product of the following reaction. So here we have triazole, right? Oh, sorry. So here what will happen? N3 is good living group. So N3 will knock out, sorry, diazo, and in 2 diazo will knock out 2 molecules. Okay, and it will result in a benzene formation. So just learn about some benzene chemistry and you will get to know how the benzene formation is taking place. So this is a homework for you, but this is how it will take place. So the correct answer will be our first one. Now, the predict the major product of the following reaction. Here we have sodium methoxide and H2O nickel on arrow, right? So, and starting substrate is NH chloride is there, right? So, what will happen? This sulfur have lone pair of electron, so it will attack on nitrogen, and Cl is a good leaving group, so it will get knockout, and we will get this intermediate here this way. After getting this intermediate, the next one we have base in reaction, sodium methoxide. The base will abstract the alpha proton. So where is the alpha proton? Here, right? From here it will abstract the alpha proton and negative charge will generate over here. After this negative charge, now you can see that it can undergo 2 3 shift. So it is 1 2 1 2 3. So 2 3 sigma tropic shift, correct? तो क्या होगा, नेक्स्ट 2 3 बॉन्ड फॉर्मेशन विल टेक्स प्लेस. तो 2 ये है और ये यहाँ पे बॉन्ड फॉर्मेशन होगा, एंड 1 1 बॉन्ड ब्रेकिंग विल टेक्स प्लेस, एंड द डबल बॉन्ड विल कम बिटवीन 1 2, करेक्ट? So here I will draw the intermediate structure, which will look like this. Got it? Now you can see that, so हाँ 2 3 का बॉन्ड ब्रेक होता है ना, करेक्ट? हाँ, now this way. Now it will undergo aromatization because aromatic rings are more stable. So that's why it will become NH2 and this intermediate, which is this one. After that one we have H2 and nickel. So that means reduction will take place. So in reduction, H2 reduction, this sulfur group will, it will get open and will get this product. How is this? Carbon you can count 1 2 3 4. So here 1 2 3 4 carbon will get, and S will knock out in Rane nickel condition. So if you see the Rane nickel uh, reduction, that time you will get to know the sulfur is getting reduced. Sulfur moiety is getting reduced. So the correct answer is here option number B. Next question is predict the major product of the following reaction. So here we have aldehyde TiCl4 zinc and DHF, right? So in this case, condensation type of reaction will take place. So TiCl4 will make this aldehyde acid chloride, and then zinc insertion will take place. So zinc will made it nucleophilic, and then it will attack on another carbonyl group of aldehyde, and it will form 7-member cyclic ring. Then after that one, condensation will take place to give the desired product. So I have told you how the mechanism will follow. This is the homework for you. Okay. Next one, predict the major product of the following reaction. So here we have copper and DTBT. DTBT, sorry. So how the mechanism will follow here? First of all, you should know what is DTBP. So dietert-butyl peroxide. It is a peroxide. Okay. And the structure is look like this. What it is called. Yeah. So we have copper and this DTBP. So with copper, this DTBP will form a radical oxy radical, right? And along with that one, this CH3 radical and acetone will knock out. So copper will give the here homolytic cleavage will takes place first of all, right? Homolytic cleavage will result in a formation of this oxy radical. Then the another oxy radical which will be there here. So this CH3 copper will give the elect electron to this one. So copper will get reduced here. Sorry, copper will get oxidized. It will reduce this one. So copper will become in +1 state after donating the electron, giving the electron. Now it will become minus charge. The minus charge will push here, and then homolytic cleavage will again takes place. Wait. See here. Now this radical is formed, right? After this one, homolytic cleavage will takes place here. Oxy radical, and this CH3 radical will be there. So these two radical will form double bond, and acetone will knock out and CH3 radical by this way, and this is the oxy radical we'll get here. Okay. So after this radical formation, what is the next thing? Next thing we have here toluene, right? Or toluene. So on toluene will give H radical to this one. So this tributyl ox- oxide radical will take the H radical to form the tributanol alcohol here, and it will become now phenyl toluene radical. This toluene radical now is get active, and it will react with the other moiety which is there. So first of all, in this moiety, this double bond will undergo a homolytic cleavage, and radical will form over here and here. Now this radical will trap this radical CH2 benzyl radical, right? This benzyl radical will get trapped by this ortho nitro radical, and it will form new bond over this one, this new bond, and this is the intermediate will get here. After getting this one, the next one is this radical will form bond with this one, and this NO2 radical will knock out. And now this NO2 radical will take the electron from copper, and it will get stable, and we will get this as a product. So the correct option is option number A. Okay. So benzylic hydrocarbons, alcohol, ethers, and alkanes are the suitable coupling partners in this case. And this is a stereospecific synthesis of beta alkyl styrene derivative. Okay. So till here we have completed all the questions of principle of organic synthesis. Now quickly I will summarize the whole session. So we have in this class, what we have done here different topic in different weeks. So week 1 we have done the formation of aliphatic carbon-carbon bonds, base catalyzed reactions, and in week 2 we have done the aliphatic carbon-carbon bond again, but the acid catalyzed reaction. So I will summarize today. So I'm just giving a quick revision for you. In week 3 we have done the organometallic reagents, and week 4 we have focused on the aliphatic carbon nitrogen bond formation. Then week 5 was mainly on electrophilic aromatic substitution. Then nucleophilic substitution has done in week 6. Then aromatic diazonium salt formation we have done in week 7, and week 8 class was based on molecular rearrangements. Now we have discussed the reagent containing phosphorus, sulfur, silicon, boron, and tin in week 9, and week 10 we have done the free radical reactions. Similarly, in week 11 we had done the reagent containing phosphorus, sulfur, silicon, boron, tin again, like week 9, and then last reaction was based on free radical reaction. So here we have done the in first lecture we have done the aldol reaction and aldol condensation. So the difference between the aldol reaction and aldol condensation was the water removal minus H2O. So we have seen that if double bond is forming, that time we got the aldol condensation reaction. So I'll quickly summarize today's class. I will not focus on questions, just the theory part. Okay. So here you can see that in aldol condensation, base catalyzed reaction, base is abstracting the proton, which is acidic to the most acidic proton. So alpha to the carbonyl group is the most acidic proton. So proton abstraction is taking place. Then it will attack on a same moiety of the molecule this way. So negative charge will generate here. Then it will attack here, here, and it will form this intermediate beta hydroxy ketone. Then this reaction is known as aldol reaction. But after this, as we have again base, it will abstract the proton, and H2 elimination will take place, water elimination, and it will result in alpha beta unsaturated ketone, which is also called as enone, and this reaction is known as aldol condensation. So there is a difference between aldol reaction and condensation. Then we have discussed the kinetics versus thermodynamic control of the inlet formation. So we have seen that when we have used different bases, we are getting the different inlet. So suppose we have unsymmetrical ketone and we have added LDA, which is a bulky base. Bulky base. So whenever we have bulky base, it will always abstract the proton from the less hindered side. So you can see here, in this case, here we have two R groups, alkyl group, and here only one. So talking about the hindrance, here we can see that these are less hindered, right? Less hindered. So always LDA will prefer to abstract this type of proton, which is less hindered compared to the more hindered side. So that's why proton abstraction will take place from here, and this inlet will form, which will called as a kinetic inlet, because this reaction is kinetic control. So it will always prefer the less substituted double bond formation and less thermodynamically stable, but this will form faster due to the less steric hindrance. So this reaction is fast, but this is kinetic control. Okay, so with LDA we can make this type of inlet. Now talking about the thermodynamic control. So in thermodynamic control, the small base is used like NOH, sodium hydroxide, sodium methoxide, like that type. So small base will not occupy that place. So in terms of hindrance, it will prefer to make the more thermodynamic control product. So that time it will abstract the proton from more hindered side. This proton will get abstracted. So here more substituted double bond formation is taking place because this product is more stable. More substituted double bond are more stable. So thermodynamic inhalates are more stable, that's why. So but LD is preferring kinetic control because of hindrance, right? So here this reaction will be slower due to the steric hindrance, but from this we can make the selectivity with setting up the reaction. So equilibrium mixture of inhalates will form here, and in this case we are getting a more substituted double bond. So this is the difference between the kinetic control and thermodynamic control inlet formation, which will decide the product formation. Then we have discussed the Novengel reaction, where we have seen that this is a type of condensation reaction only, and where we have sodium ethoxide. Sorry, on arrow we have acetic acid. So here we have discussed that this will abstract the proton first because this one is a base, right? Here acetic acid conjugate base is more basic, right? More stable, so it will act as a base and it will abstract the proton, and proton abstraction will result in a formation of inlet. So after the inlet formation, the double bond will attack on the carbonyl carbon, and it will form this type of intermediate. Now this intermediate will take the proton to form the enol, right? And enol, after enol formation, it will undergo condensation reaction, and condensation will result in a double bond formation, right? So this is the now this is called Novengel reaction, where we have one moiety ketone and the another one is ester, right? So in this case, ketone and ester are involved in the reaction. That time the reaction aldol condensation type reaction only will aldol condensation type reaction. Yeah. So this will form the ketone ester. Sorry. Huh. In this case, ketone and ester are involved in the reaction, so that's why it's known as a Novengel reaction. In aldol condensation, aldehydes are involved, mainly aldehydes. Okay. So the next one is the Henry reaction. What's the difference between Henry reaction, Novengel, and aldol? So in this case, you can see we have nitronate salt. In Henry reaction, we have nitronate salt instead of the ketone or ester moiety. So here we have aldehyde like aldol one, but in aldol both aldehydes are involved. But here we have nitronate salt. So nitronate salt, what will happen here? Proton abstraction will take place from here, and it will form this type of intermediate. Now this intermediate is now active, and it will attack on the electrophilic center of the aldehyde, and it will form nitrooxyanion intermediate. After this one, quenching will take place, which will result in a formation of alcohol, nitro alcohol. So what happened in this case? Here condensation is not done in this case, and we are getting this product. If the condensation will take place, then double bond will come. So this reaction is a slow reaction, and unfavorable equilibria is there, and sometimes this reaction is also called as a nitro-aldol reaction. But the Henry reaction involves the nitro group. Okay, remember this one. Then we have discussed the Perkin reaction or Perkin condensation. So in Perkin reaction, we have aldehyde and anhydride. Okay, the all reaction are similar like aldol only, but the difference in the substrate only, moiety, right? So in Novenzel, we have seen that ketone and ester are involved. Right? In Henry, nitro and aldehydes are involved. In aldol, aldehyde are involved. Now in Perkin, aldehyde and anhydride are involved. Okay. So in this case, base is there, and base will abstract the proton to make the stable enolate. So from anhydride, ba- proton abstraction will take place, because of these two carbonyl group, this proton is more acidic. So abstraction will take place from here, and negative charge will generate, and it will attack on aldehyde to form this beta alkoxide intermediate. Then it will it will take the proton, and after the protonation, it will become OH, right? And then after this one, this group will get eliminated, hydrolysis will take place, and we will get alpha beta unsaturated carboxylic acid. So after the hydrolysis, we will get the product. Okay, the next one. Okay, so I have discussed mechanism here. Yeah, you can see this type of intermediate formation is taking place. Then cyclic intermediate will form, and hydrolysis at last will result in a product formation. Okay, so next we have discussed the Claisen. So in Claisen condensation reaction, both esters are involved. One is electrophilic, one is nucleophilic, act as a nucleophile. So yeah, so here we can see that proton abstraction will take place from any of the ester. So this is the acidic proton here. Negative charge will generate, and negative charge will attack on this one. So after that attack, it will get open, and then pushback will knock out this ethoxy group. So this is the mechanism is discussed here. So this is good leaving group, that's why it's knockout. So here you can see sodium ethoxide will abstract the proton, inolate formation will takes place, then it will attack on the carbonyl center, and it will get open up. Now back push of the oxyanion will takes place, and ethoxy group will knock out to form the this inter alpha beta keto ester. Now after this one, base is there in the reaction, so base can abstract again proton from here, right? And it will form enolate like this one, and again it will hydrolyze, water will give the proton to make it again this one. So this is irreversible reaction. So the beta keto ester has a very acidic proton which is removed by the base, therefore an acidic workup is needed. In this case, when we do the acidic workup, protonation will take place, and again it will become desired product. Okay, so the next one is Thorpe reaction. Thorpe reaction is also like aldol condensation, but in this case, nitrile group is involved. You can see here C triple bond and C triple bond N, right? So the mechanism is here. We have discussed. So in this case, the proton abstraction is taking place from this position, because this is the acidic proton. So CH2 minus this moiety will generate, and then it will attack on a electrophilic center which is carbon of nitrile group, and it will form this intermediate. After getting this one, the protonation will takes place, results in a formation of this intermediate. Now the condensation will takes place, and here we will get the alpha beta unsaturated amine. So this is the desired product in this case. So in Thorpe reaction, nitrile group is involved, right? Then next we have discussed the question. So I'm not going to discuss question today. I'm just going to discuss the topic, because this is a summary class. Okay. Yeah. So we have discussed all questions based on these things. Aldol condensation. Now move to week 2. So here we have discussed the lecture 3, base catalyzed carbon-carbon bond formation. In this case, we have discussed that the enolate Michael reaction, right? So addition of an enolate to an electrophilic alkene conjugated system is known as a Michael addition reaction. So here we have enolate, right? In same case like aldol, but in aldol case, what was happening? It was attacking on a carbonyl carbon. But in this case, alpha beta unsaturated carbon will be there, and it will attack on conjugated system. So electrophile will always be have double bond here, and it will attack on that double bond, which will form the product. We will discuss here in question also. So alpha beta unsaturated compound will be there in Michael addition reaction. Okay. So electron withdrawing group will should be there after the double bond, which can be either ketone, ester, nitrile, or nitro. Anything. Okay. So conjugate addition is a general name of the for addition of a nucleophile to the beta position of alpha beta unsaturated compound. So the enolate formation is involved. Thiol, thiolate are also there. Enamine formation will be there. Amines. These are nucleophiles, organocuprids. So here we will discuss. We have here diketone moiety. So alpha acidic proton is there. So enolate formation will takes place here, and negative charge will be stabilized here, and it will attack on now alpha beta unsaturated system. So in aldol case, it was attacking on carbonyl carbon, but in Michael addition, it will be conjugate addition, and it will go like this, which will form this type of intermediate. After this one, protonation will take place, which will make it enol. Right after this enol, ketoenol tautomerization will take place, and then base will again abstract the acidic proton from here this side. Okay, because ring formation is ring size is a driving force. If proton abstraction will take place from here, 1 2 3 4 ring is very strained ring, it will be not stable. So that's why proton abstraction will take place from here, and it will attack on the carbonyl carbon. Now this is the aldol reaction. This reaction will be aldol because it's attacking on carbonyl carbon. Enolate formation is taking place, followed by nucleophilic addition, right? So after that one we'll get this bicyclic ring. Okay, fused ring. After this one, protonation will takes place, and condensation will result in a product alpha beta unsaturated ketone. So in this case, first Michael addition is taking place, followed by aldol reaction. So Michael followed by aldol is known as Robinson annulation reaction. Okay, so this is a mechanism of Robinson annulation. So we have discussed both Michael and aldol reaction. So this is a Robinson annulation reaction. Okay. After this one, we have discussed in lecture 4 the mechanism of acid catalyzed halogenation of ketones. So in part 1, what happened? Enol formation through ketonenol tautomerization is taking place. Right. So here ketoenol tautomerization in acidic condition will takes place. So how it will takes place? In basic condition, we were learning that proton abstraction is taking place and negative charge generate here, and that will form the enolate, right? And then a protonation will result in a enol formation, but in acidic condition will be reverse. So first protonation we have to do, because acids have proton, right? So lone pair will take the proton, and it will form here protonated ketone. Oxonium ion formation will take place. So in this case, after this one, the water will take the proton, because the enol formation will take place, and it will form the enol. After the enol formation, now it will attack on Br2 is added, so bromine, and it will form the intermediate like this one. Now Br minus will be there in the system, which will take the proton to make the HBr, and it will form halogenated ketone. So this is a mechanism for the halogenated ketone formation, halogenation. Now we have discussed that which of the following is okay, these questions we have already discussed, so I'm not going to involve in this case because this is a summary class. I can't include all these things. Okay. In lecture 5 we have discussed the Manish reaction. In Manish reaction, the Manish reaction is a condensation of aldehyde or ketone in form of an enol with the iminium ion, which is producing the amino alkyl beta amino alkyl carbonyl carbon. So here we have ketone, aldehyde, and secondary amino. Okay. So formaldehyde is often used because of this high reactivity. Here we have used formaldehyde, and then this work only with primary and secondary aliphatic amines, not aromatic. Okay, only aliphatic amine. And aromatic amine tend not to react because it's not reacting. So we will discuss the mechanism here, how it's making. So iminium ion formation will take place. First aldehyde we have and amine, right? Secondary amines. So in acidic condition, it will form iminium ion. So protonation will takes place. Okay, and iminium ion formation will takes place first, and after the iminium ion formation the next step is enolization. So enolization we have discussed how it's taking place in acidic condition. First protonation, right, and the then enol formation we have discussed in previous reaction only. Okay, so after keto-enol tautomerization, enol formation, the next thing is nucleophilic attack forming the carbon-carbon bond. So in this enol, now the double bond will attack on this is nucleophile, which will attack on the electrophilic center of this intermediate, and it will form this anion. Okay, the next step is proton transfer between intermediate and final product. So this is intermediate. The proton transfer will takes place from here to here. Okay, it will take the proton, right, and it will form this salt. Now this salt will be undergo proton abstraction with base to give the Manish base. So beta amino alkyl carbonyl will be the final product. So this is the mechanism for Manish reaction. Now next is the Friedel-Crafts alkylation. Friedel-Crafts alkylation reaction is given here. So in this case, here then in this Rx, it should be alkyl halide, right? Alkyl halide, and halides are like chloride, bromides, iodides. Okay, these halides. And Lewis acid should be this Lewis acid should be often AlCl3, but sometimes FeCl3 and zirconium chloride is also used. Carbocation rearrangement takes place in this reaction, which is giving a Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. And in alkylation reaction. And in acylation reaction, this acyl group will be bo- bonded to any halogen atom. So halogen should be again chloride, bromide, iodide, and sometime anhydride is also used. And Lewis acid is again remain same. AlCl3, zinc chloride, and FeCl3, which will give the acylated product. So acylated product will give the Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. So we'll discuss the mechanism here. In Friedel-Crafts alkylation, what happened? AlCl3 take the uh, cell. This lone pair of cell manage is attack on AlCl3 because AlCl3 is Lewis acid, right? So it is electrophilic because octet is not complete. Okay, so it will attack on AlCl3 and it will form this activated electrophile. Now after this electrophile, you can see AlCl4 will become a good living group and it will give a carbocation formation here. So only Cl is not a good living group, but when it will bind with the AlCl3, it will become good living group. So this bond is get weakened, weak, and then elimination will take place to form the carbocation. Then after this carbocation formation, next step is, yeah, this benzene ring will attack on the carbocation and it will form this intermediate. So CC bond formation will takes place here, and pi bond breaking will also takes place because pi bond is attacking on this carbocation, right? After pi bond attack, deprotonation of carbon will takes place to form the double bond here. So deprotonation, this AlCl4 minus will extract the proton and it will form negative charge here, and this negative and positive charge will form new pi bond, which will be the aromatic, which will stabilize the aromatic ring. And now AlCl3 and HCl will knock out. So AlCl3 will be regenerated here. Okay. So that's how we will get the desired product, alkylated product in this case. Now talking about the Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction, in this case also the intermediate will be same. Activation will takes place, activated electrophile will be there, then a carbocation generation will takes place. But now this time carbocation is at carbonyl carbon, right? So this will form the acylium ion like this way. So this in this case acylium ion formation is taking place, and in Friedel-Crafts alkylation carbocation formation is taking place, right? So after the acylium ion formation, it will get attacked by benzene ring. Now benzene ring will attack on this center, carbon center, right? This carbon atom, and it will form this intermediate. Now again, this next step is same. Proton abstraction will take place, pi bond formation will takes place, and it will give you the acylated product along with the AlCl3 regeneration and HCl elimination. So the acylation mechanism is almost same as alkylation. Now next talking about the Prince reaction here. So in Prince reaction, water, aldehyde and olefin is included, right? So in acidic condition, protonation is taking place in Prince reaction, which will result in a formation of this oxygen ion. Now after this one, now this is electrophilic center, no, right? So this double bond will attack on this electrophilic center to form the intermediate. Okay. After this one, what's the next step? Either this water molecule will attack on this double bond, sorry, carbocation, to form the 1,3 diol. One possibility is this one, and after 1,3 diol formation, hydrolysis will take place to form the alpha beta unsaturated alcohol. Okay. Now the next thing is which can be possible here, the proton abstraction will take place, and proton abstraction will result in a double bond formation, direct allylic alcohol, right? And the third possibility is there, any nucleophile will trap this carbocation to form the three substituted alcohol. So this is how we can get the different types of product in Prince reaction. Okay. So then we have discussed the various questions. I'm not going to tell you again. Now let's discuss about the week 7, lecture 7. Sorry. In this case, we have discussed the Grignard and organolithium reagent. So, carbon anion and anion in which, what is Grignard and organolithium reaction? So, metal is involved in this type of reaction. So, carbon anion formation is taking place. So, carbon anion is an anion in which carbon has an unshared pair of electron and bears a negative charge. All of you know this, right? It is a basic thing. So carbon anions are very strong base. They are easily quenched by even very weak acid. Water, alcohol, amines, carboxylic acid, amides, and terminal alkyne. So a limitation of utility is there. So we will discuss here organolithium reagent. So alkyl lithium is here. Metal halogen exchange will takes place, and it will attack with amine to form the alkene corresponding to original alkyl halide and this intermediate. So pK value is given. So this is more acidic compared to the product. So formation of organolithium and Grignard reagent we will discuss now. So organolithium, in organolithium reagent, what happened? lithium halogen exchange is taking place. Okay, so in this case, different halogens used, fluoride, iodide, but fluoride is not involved because fluoride not participate in this type of reaction. So that's why it will become RLI. Now it will act as a nucleophile now because lithium is electropositive and electronegative charge will be there here. So it will act as a nucleophile, right? So that's why two equivalent of lithium is required because lithium has only one valency. So second lithium will form bond with the bromide to form the lithium bromide. So that's why two equivalent of lithium is required. Okay. Now talking about the Grignard, in Grignard reagent, magnesium is there, right? Magnesium has two valency plus two state, right? It can undergo in plus two state. So that's why magnesium will form insert between this bond and it will form RMgBr. Okay, so both organolithium and Grignard reagents are very reactive nucleophiles and act as a base also. Okay, so we'll discuss the key reaction of summary of Grignard reaction, key reactions. So addition of aldehyde and ketones in aldehydes and ketone, Grignard reaction is very known and involved. So RMgBr, so R is a electronegative group, right? Nucleophile. It will attack on the center, it will get open up and we'll get this type of alcohol, right? So with Grignard, we can get the nucleophilic addition here, correct? So double addition is taking place on ester. So when we have ester, first nucleophile will attack here, it will get open, and then again this oxyanion will push electron, and this group will knock out. So it will form ketone like RCO R1. This is Grignard one. Okay. Then another molecule will attack here, Grignard RMGX, and it will get open, and which will form the tertiary alcohol. So ester will undergo a double addition, and while the ketone and aldehyde will give a single addition product. Now talking about the epoxide opening, Grignard reagent is also used in a epoxide opening. So it will always prefer the less hindered side. Okay, because of bulky group. So from less substituted side it will attack and epoxide opening will take place, which will take proton in workup because it's very acidic, sorry, nucleophilic, so that's why it will form the alcohol. Okay, the next thing is the addition to CO2 to give carboxylic acid. So when we have CO2, carbon dioxide, that time nucleophile will attack here and it will get open, right? Then it will take proton in workup and it will result in a formation of acid. Okay. Then Grignard reagents will also undergo fast protonation with alcohol and carboxylic acid to form the CH bond. So here Grignard reagents are very reactive. So it get reacted in atmosphere also. So that's why we have to maintain the very inert condition. Otherwise, it will take the proton and and it will get quenched. So after proton water, sorry, moisture, in moisture condition, it will form alcohol and alkyl and get quenched. So these are application of Grignard reagents we have discussed, and here the problems which is based on Grignard reaction. So we have already done in previous classes. I'm not going to repeat it again. Now let's talk about the organometallic reagent again. So here we are going to discuss about the Gilman reagent, organolithium reagent. We can say, right, organocopper. Sorry. So Gilman reagent is organocuprates, which are excellent nucleophiles for the formation of carbon-carbon bonds, and they have one advantage on Grignard reagent, which is conjugate addition. We'll discuss here, right? So these organocuprate reagents are very well known for the conjugate addition. In Grignard reaction, we are getting 1,2 addition product, but in this case, we are getting 1,4 addition product. Okay, so alpha beta unsaturated ketones are involved in this type of reaction. So these are Michael acceptors. Okay, so here we can see that we have Gilman reagent, right? And it will attack on beta carbon. So it will form alpha. Androlyte formation will take place, and in workup, protonation will result in a conjugate addition product. So they can also perform SN2 reaction on primary alkyl halide where the Grignard reagent give low yield. So in this case, what happened? It attack on this alkyl halide and results in a product formation of alkane. So in this case, this giving a good yield because of SN2 reaction. So bond formation, bond breaking, bond making is taking place simultaneously, right? And Gilman reagent also add on acid halide to form the ketone through nucleophilic acyl substitution mechanism. So here you can see that this will attack here and Cl group will eliminate it, results in a ketone formation. Right? We have discussed the epoxide opening also. Sorry, epoxide opening also here, where we have seen that this open epoxide from less hindered side, which will result in a formation of corresponding alcohol. The conjugate addition also involved this type of product formation. You can see the mechanism which show the give the conjugate addition product. Okay, so we have discussed the Gilman reagent also. Now talking about the Glaser coupling here. So in Glaser coupling, terminal alkynes are used, right? And pyridine copper acetate. So in this case, pyridine abstract the proton, form it alkyne anion, and now this nucleophile is ready to attack on to form the copper cuprate intermediate. So you can see it will attack on copper and acetate will knock out to form this protein acid intermediate. Now after this one, now this is the uh, homolytic cleavage will takes place to form the alkyne radical. Then this alkyne radical will trap by another alkyl radical to form the diamines. So this is known as a Glaser coupling. Now talking about the Castro-Stephens coupling. So here we have seen that in Castro-Stephens coupling, the is a coupling cross coupling between the copper acetylhalide and aryl halide in pyridine, presence of pyridine. Okay, so here we can see that yeah, we have alkyne cuprate, right? We have seen how this is formed. After this one, pyridine is there. Pyridine, it will attack on this one and it will get knocked out to form this intermediate. So here you can see the mechanism. Okay, yes, not this way. It will form this four-member cyclic type of mechanism which will give the internal alkane. Okay. Now we have discussed the Reformatsky reaction, where we have seen that this is organo-zinc reaction, right? Organo-zinc. So zinc insertion was taking place, which for making a Reformatsky enolate. Then the another molecule will form chelate and form this type of transition state, which was undergoing a ozide enolate formation, which will attack on aldehyde to form the this type of intermediate. Now with this six-member transition state, we will get the desired products. So we have discussed the here Reformatsky reaction, which is giving a beta hydroxy ester. Then we discuss the Simon-Smith reaction. In this case, cyclopropanation is taking place. So you can see the mechanism we have discussed earlier. So zinc insertion is taking place. Then after that one, it is reacting with the alkene to form this type of intermediate, which is the by the concerted process giving a cyclopropane. So this is a concerted reaction. There is no carbocation carbon ion formation is there. That's why this is giving a cyclopropane. So Z alkene is always giving a cis cyclopropane. E alkene will always give the trans cyclopropane. So now after this one, then we have discussed the Negishi coupling. So Negishi coupling में क्या होता है? We have discussed that it's a reaction. Initially, the electron-rich palladium get inserted between the RX bond, right? So palladium insertion will take place and palladium will become in +2 oxidation state. Then subsequent transmetallation will take place to form the this type of cis palladium complex. After this palladium complex, reductive elimination will result in a desired product formation followed by regeneration of the catalyst. Then we have discussed the oxymercuration, demercuration of alkene. So here we have discussed that alkene reacts with the mercury salt to give the three-membered intermediate mercurium ion. Here you can see, right? And after that mercurium ion, it will undergo attack by the solvent, and mercury then can be removed by sodium borohydride to give the alcohol. So we have discussed this mechanism also, which is uploaded on YouTube. So now the nucleophile example, for example, water add to the more substituted carbon of the alkene, Markovnikov substitution, giving the this mercurium and intermediate. So if instead of water alcohol is used, that time it will give the corresponding ethers. Instead of alcohol we will get the ethers. Okay. So in this case, this is not a stereoselective process because removal of mercury atom is not giving a retention of chemistry. It's go via a free radical which can give the inverted stereochemistry. So both type of product will be there. So there is no stereoselective reaction product will be there. Okay. Now we have discussed the Ritter reaction. In Ritter reaction, alkyl alcohols are used. So we have discussed that the stable carbocation formation is taking place first of all, and after the stable how the stable carbocation formation is taking place, protonation and water molecule for removal will give the carbocation, right? Here even elimination. After this carbocation formation, nucleophile will attack. So here nucleophile is nitrile group. Nitrile group will attack on this one and it will form this intermediate. After this one, water will trap the positive positive carbocation here and it will form this intermediate which will undergo deprotonation to give the iminol. Then this iminol will tautomerize to give the amide. Then we have discussed the Gabriel synthesis. The Gabriel synthesis is a method of the formation of primary amine through a reaction of phthalimide salt with an alkyl halide, which is SN2 reaction. So here we have phthalimide, and phthalimide is getting reacted with base, right? So here we can see that the alkyl halide is there, which is forming a this base will abstract the proton from here, and then this will attack on this, sorry, this one, and it will get like this, and we will get this phthalimide intermediate which will further react with the hydrogen to give the primary amine. With phthalimide, the reaction is complete. The primary amine is liberated through the treatment with hydrogen here, and it works best with the alkyl halide, but secondary alkyl halide are sometimes used in this case. Okay, we have discussed the mechanism in detail here. You can see I'm not going to spell it again. Okay, so let's quickly go to the next class. Okay, so in lecture 11 we have discussed the Bosch reductive amination. So in this case we can see that we have ketone and amine, right? So in this reaction, iminium cation formed by the condensation of carbonyl compound and an amine reacts with a nucleophilic hydride to give the alkylated amine. So in this case, you can see that this amine is attacking on the ketone to form this type of intermediate, which further undergo proton transfer followed by elimination of water molecule to give the iminium cation. Then again hydride ion will be there from this sodium cyanoborohydride will be there, which will attack on this electrophilic center to form the corresponding amine. Okay, so example is given here. So this type of reaction reductive dimethylation of aniline is given here. This can be give a different type of product. So post reductive amination is there. Then we have discussed Ash-Wheeler-Clark reaction. So in Ash-Wheeler-Clark reaction, we have seen that acetaldehyde is there. Uh, Formaldehyde is there along with the formic acid, right? So the Ash-Wheeler-Clark reaction allows the methylation of the primary or a secondary amine to the corresponding tertiary amine, using excess formic acid and formaldehyde to avoid the formation of quaternary ammonium salt. So reaction between the amine and formaldehyde generate an amino alcohol. Here you can see that amino alcohol will generated here. Then dehydration delivers an iminium ion. Then hydrate transfer from the reducing agent to protonate the amine delivers the methylated amine. And this process repeated until the tertiary amine is generated further to give the corresponding tertiary amine, at which the reaction gets stops. Now we have discussed the stoichionamine synthesis. In stoichionamine synthesis, involve the alkylation and acylation of the enamine with the corresponding agent. So in this reaction, you can see that the imine, enamine formation is taking place. How it's taking place? This nitrogen lone pair will attack on carbonyl carbon and form this type of intermediate, and it will attack on corresponding alpha beta unsaturated ketone like Michael addition type of reaction, which will give the this product. Now water is there. After this enamine formation, this is enamine intermediate. Okay, then hydrolysis will take place, which will takes place this way. OH manase will attack on this carbon electrophilic center and it will get open up. Now proton abstraction will take place, which will form double bond over here, and after this one, this low this will push electron here and it will get knockout to give the corresponding, oops, sorry, huh. After this one, sorry, after getting this intermediate, then this lone pair will push electron here and this group will knock out to give the corresponding product. Then we have discussed the Robinson-Soft reaction. In this case, we have discussed that the reaction of methylamine, succinyldehyde, and acetone dicarboxylic acid to form the triopene is called as the Robinson-Soft reaction. Tropinone formation is taking place. So in this case, you can see that electrophilic center is there, and this amine is attacking on this center to form this intermediate. After this one, water elimination will takes place to form the enamine, and after this enamine, this lone pair will attack again on this carbonyl center to form the corresponding intermediate 4. Now the next thing is protonation will takes place from this diacid, and after the protonation it will form the intermediate like this one, and enolate formation will takes place over here. And now this nucleophilic enolate enol will form on enolate will attack on this electrophilic center, which will open up it and it will give this type of intermediate. Now after this one, the reaction will not stop here, it will further undergo the same reaction condition again. The everything will be same, proton transfer will takes place to form this type of intermediate. After this one, H2 elimination will result in a formation of enamine. Now this enamine will get attacked by this enolate now, up again enolate, and it will form this intermediate. Then the decarboxylation will result in a formation of this propion, this tryphenol. Okay, so this reaction is known as Robinson-Soft reaction. Then we have discussed the Hell-Vollard-Zelensky reaction, where we have discussed the alpha bromination. We have already discussed in today's class also, so I'm not going to tell this again. Next one is we have discussed the electrophilic and nucleophilic nitrogen. So imine formation is there, alpha amino acid formation. Then Buckner-Bucks reaction, It's a multi-component reaction. So here you can see the mechanism we have discussed now. Important reaction I'm going to tell you today. In lecture 13 we have discussed the electrophilic aromatic substitution reaction, where the electrophile elect sorry so in this case electron donating substitution increase the rate. Here in this case electron withdrawing substitution decrease the rate. So this is directly attacking on electrophile, forming the electrophilic aromatic substitution reaction. So this reaction proceeds through a carbocation intermediate formation. Breaking of CH is not the slow step. So here proton abstraction will take place first, and then it will attack on electron. So electrophilic aromatic substitution is the six key reactions. Here key pattern is benzene. Electrophilic aromatic substitution is taking place. So Lewis acid, which is used in this case, are AlCl3, FeCl3. When chloride is leaving group, so chlorination is taking place. So when Al, AlBr3, FeBr3 is reacting, that time bromination is taking place. Then when the H2SO4 is used and electrophile is this HNO3, that time nitration is taking place, and in presence of H2SO4 this is sulfonation will taking place, and AlCl3 and FeCl3 along with alkyl halide giving a Friedel-Crafts acylation alkylation reaction we have discussed, right? And Friedel-Crafts acylation also we have discussed both type of reactions. Then electrophilic aromatic substitution reaction is here. So the effect of substituent on the rate of electrophilic aromatic substitution is given here. Activating group increase the rate of reaction. Deactivating group decrease the rate of reaction. So here is the chart which is discussed in week 7. So go and check the week 7 lecture. Now Gattermann-Koch reaction mechanism is given here. So in this case this CO carbonyl group is there, which will take the proton from HCl. Acidic condition is there, so that's why it will form this ion, oxygen ion. After this one it will take attack by the chloride ion Cl minus, which will result in a formation of this acid chloride. Okay, after this one it will form bond with the AlCl3, and AlCl4 is a good leaving group forming a formyl cation. Now this formyl cation formation will uh, will be take place, which will get attacked by a benzene ring to form the gamma complex, delta complex. Sorry, gamma complex. Sorry. Then again the chloride ion will take the proton to make it the aromatic ring. So we have discussed this today also. So this name reaction is known as a Gattermann-Koch reaction. Then Hoche reaction. The Hoche reaction are Hoban-Hoche reaction is an organic reaction in which the nitrile group with an arene compound to form the ketone react with the arene compound to form the ketone. The reaction is a type of Friedel-Crafts acylation with hydrogen chloride and Lewis acid catalyst. You can see the mechanism uh, here. Benzene ring attack will take place to form this type of intermediate. Then water will attack on this one, which will give you the amine alcohol. Then further this lone pair will push electron and NH3 minus elimination will take place to give the corresponding aldehyde. Okay. Then next Wilsmeyer-Hack reaction. In this case, we have discussed that the formation of Wilsmeyer reagent is taking place. A substituted amide react with the phosphorus oxychloride to afford the substituted ammonium ion. Okay. After this ammonium ion formation, electrophilic aromatic substitution will takes place. So the electron rich aromatic ring attacks the iminium ion, which is this one. It will attack iminium ion and release of chloride and generate a iminium intermediate. This intermediate. After getting this intermediate, final hydrolysis will take place to give the corresponding ketone and aldehyde, whatever it is. Then Riemann-Tiemann reaction. In Riemann-Tiemann reaction, we have discussed the Chloroform is deprotonated by base to generate the chloroform carbon anion. Then alpha elimination gives the dichlorocarbene. Okay. Then this dichlorocarbene will undergo a nucleophilic addition with this one. The nucleophilic attack by phenoxide ion leads to the series of intermediate that provide the desired product amount upon basic hydrolysis. Then we have discussed the Kolbe-Smith reaction, preparation of hydroxybenzoic acid by reacting with the carbon dioxide, sodium hydroxide under pressure. So the mechanism is given here. This is homework for you. Go and check week 7 class and you will get the mechanism. So the Manish reaction also we have discussed. Duff reaction. So the Duff reaction or hexamine aromatic formulation is a formulation reaction used in a organic chemistry for the synthesis of benzaldehyde with hexamine as a formyl carbon source. The method is generally inefficient. The reaction is named after James Cooper Duff. So the reaction required strongly electron donating substitution on the aromatic ring such as in a phenol. So formylation occur ortho to the electron donating substitution preferentially undergo the ortho position or block, in which case the formulation occur at the para position. So here you can see the ortho position is once it getting blocked by this group, acyl group, then because para position is blocked, that's why it will always happen on alpha position. Okay. The mechanism is given here. So first the protonation is taking place. Then you can see the mechanism how it's getting give the product. Then we have discussed the nitration, sulfonation and other reactions where formation of nitronium ion is taking place. So here a benzene nitration mechanism is given here. Nitronium ion formation will take place. After the nitronium ion formation, it will react with the benzene. So benzene will act as a nucleophile and it will form this type of intermediate which will be in resonance with these structures, resonance structures. So then after this one, loss of addition of electrophile is giving this complex. Okay. Then loss of proton will result in a negative charge generation over here, which will undergo aromatization to give the nitrobenzene. We have discussed this type of reaction. Then the next one is electrophilic substitution, sulfonation of methyl benzene with sulfur trioxide. So here you can see that benzene ring will attack on this sulfur atom. It will form this type of intermediate. Now here carbocation formation is taking place. Sorry, deprotonation will takes place and carbocation formation will takes place, right? Carbocation is here. After this one, deprotonation will form the benzene ring and will get the desired product. So this reaction is fast. After this one, it is possible on para position also. So ortho and para position are the position where it will give the product. So para position product are more convenient because of less hindrance and it will give major product. Then we have discussed the nucleophilic aromatic substitution reaction where the nucleophile is attacking. In this reaction, nucleophile attack on an electron poor aromatic molecule resulting in a substitution of leaving group. So here nucleophile will attack, it will form this type of intermediate. Then again negative charge will pull here and it will knock out Cl minus. So the rate determining step is attacking of the aromatic ring by the nucleophile which disrupt the aromaticity. So electron withdrawing group on the aromatic ring help to stabilize the negative charge of the intermediate. So because of the loss of the leaving group, this is not the rate determining step. Chlorine is often used as a leaving group due to its high electronegativity. Then we have discussed the this we have already discussed this type of aromatic nucleophilic aromatic substitution via benzene. So benzene intermediate I have discussed, right? So protonation deprotonation will takes place first. So negative charge will generate here, it will knock it out, and this Cl minus will knock out to give the benzene intermediate. After benzene intermediate, it will be trapped by any nucleophile to give the corresponding product. So the triple bond of benzene is highly strained and easily attacked by nucleophile. That's why it's giving a substituted product. Mixture can be obtained with substituted benzene. So if substitution is there, that time we get the mixture of para and meta. Then we have discussed the Bal-Schimann reaction. You can see the mechanism we have already discussed. So next we have discussed the Sandmeyer reaction. Sandmeyer reaction involves the mechanism I have drawn here. You can see and solve by yourself. Okay, copper halide is involved in this type of reaction. Then Mirvan reaction, then Gomberg reaction. So all these reactions include the diazo formation, right? We have discussed recently diazo formation. So Shor annihilation, Zap-Killian reaction, all reaction involve the diazo formation. Then Damjanu rearrangement. In Damjanu rearrangement, ring expansion is taking place, or we can say the ring enlargement. So you can see the mechanisms. So I'll solve one mechanism, so it will be better for you to understand the other mechanism also. So in diazo case, what happened? I will discuss this Damjanu rearrangement. So in this case, what happened? We have HNO2, right? So here, this lone pair of nitrogen will attack on the HNO2 molecule, and it will form this type of intermediate. After this one, proton transfer will take place and H2 elimination will take place, which will result in a formation of this type of intermediate. After getting this one, now the migration after getting this one, pro- proton transfer will takes place, followed by protonation, which will result in a H2O molecule formation, which will knock out, and we will get this diazo intermediate. After getting this diazo intermediate, diazo is a good leaving group, it will knock out, and we will get this type of carbocation. Now here, this carbocation is primary carbocation. So all of you know that primary carbocation is less stable compared to the tertiary and secondary one, right? So that's why this group will get migrated here, rearrangement type reaction, right? After the migration, the carbocation generation will take place here, which will trap the proton to give the corresponding product. So their ring expansion is taking place. So this is the major product, but one minor product formation is there when this primary carbocation will will be attacked by water molecule to give the corresponding alcohol. So one thing is that this will get migrated and carbocation will generate here, which will be get attacked by water molecule to give the six-member cyclic alcohol, or the minor product formation is there because of this less stable carbocation formation. We have discussed this one also, diazo-elimination. Then we have discussed the rearrangement reaction. So here we have discussed the Wagner-Mirvan rearrangement reaction. In this case, what happens? First of all, protonation is taking place. So this reaction is in acidic condition. It will get protonated. After the protonation, it will give this intermediate. So H2O is a good leaving group. It will knock out, and we will get the carbocation formation here. Now this is a secondary carbocation formation, and so that's why tertiary is more stable. So that's why this R group will get shift over here, rearranged, and we will get this tertiary carbocation formation. After this carbocation formation, the deprotonation will result in a formation of double bond, which will give this product. So this is known as a Wagner-Mirvan rearrangement reaction because alkyl group is getting rearranged here. Then we have discussed the pinnacle rearrangement reaction of vicinal diol. When this is also in case of acidic condition, right? So in acidic condition, one of the hydroxy group is getting protonated to form the good leaving group H2O, right? After the elimination of H2O, this carbocation generation will take place. So the migration will result in a formation of tertiary carbocation like this way. After this one, the lone pair of electron will push here and it will form the intermediate like this one, which further form the corresponding ketone. So this is called as a pinnacle rearrangement reaction of vicinal diol. Then I'm going to discuss quickly one type of rearrangement because all of these are similar. So let's talk about the Smith reaction. What happens in Smith reaction? Protonation is taking place, and after the protonation, the water elimination will take place, will result in a formation of this intermediate. After this one, it will attack by the N3, and it will give this intermediate. Then diazo elimination will takes place to give the corresponding nitrogen intermediate. So all this type of rearrangement happen via nitrogen intermediate, which will results in a formation of amine followed by corresponding CO2 elimination. So all of these type of reaction involve uh, nitrogen intermediate. You can see in this case nitrogen intermediate, and isocyanide formation will results in a different type of product formation. So here in Curtius rearrangement also you can see isocyanide formation. In Lawson rearrangement also isocyanide formation is taking place, and in Smith also, and in the Hoffman rearrangement also. So in these type of rearrangement, the common intermediate is isocyanide. Okay. Then let's talk about the Bayer-Villiger oxidation. So in this case, MCPBA is used. So what happened? The peroxide protonate the oxygen of the ketone here, right? Then after the protonation, the peroxide attacks the more electrophilic carbonyl carbon here, and after that attack, the formation of Krige intermediate is taking place. This intermediate is known as Krige intermediate. One of the substituent from the ketone migrate to the oxygen of the peroxide group, and deprotonation leads to the formation of ester. So this is known as Baeyer-Villiger oxidation. And then Dakin oxidation. And Dakin oxidation, H2O2 is used. So we have discussed the mechanism. It's similar like the MCPB. So you can check yourself. I have discussed in previous class. Now let's talk about the Fioreschi rearrangement. So in Fioreschi arrangement, base is used. Base abstract the proton from alpha position of the carbonyl carbon and form the enolate. Then after the enolate formation, uh, this is leaving group. So that's why it will form that three-member cyclic ring. Right. After this one, nucleophilic attack will takes place, which will give this type of intermediate, and base uh, this type of intermediate, then lone pair of oxygen will push electron here and it will get open up. Now after getting the open up, it will take the proton from base, because base was abstracted the proton earlier, and it will result in a product formation which is ring contraction. So in this type of reaction, ring contraction is taking place. So in previous reactions we have discussed the ring expansion. In this case we are getting ring contraction, right? So deprotonation and formation of the enolate ion is taking place, followed by cyclization of the enolate generator cyclopropane intermediate. Then nucleophilic attack by nucleophile, followed by protonation, leads to the ring contract uh, product. Okay. Then we have discussed the vitigration. In vitigration, phosphorus halide is used. So preparation of the phosphonium salt is taking place here. Then formation of phosphoryl will with base will abstract the proton from here and it will form the phosphorus halide. And after the phosphorus halide, nucleophilic addition will of this phosphorus halide leads to the formation of betaine intermediate. After this betaine intermediate, oxyphosphate formation will take place, and then elimination of triphenyl phosphine oxide results in a product of Z alkene. So when we have used here alkyl group, that time Z alkene. When we will have here electron withdrawing group, that time we will get E alkene. Okay, so that's a selectivity of integration. Then we have discussed the Mitsunobu reaction. So after that we have discussed various type of reaction. So Peterson olefination also we have discussed. I will Tchaikovsky. Okay. So we have discussed the Julia elimination reaction. So in this case, what happens? We are getting a trans alkene. So Julia elimination reaction is mainly Julia Litharge elimination reaction is mainly for the trans alkene. So we have discussed in this in detail in previous classes. Go and check that. Talking about the Korechkovsky's epoxidation reaction. So in this case, sulfur halide is used. So what happened? First of all, sodium hydride will abstract the proton to form the this intermediate. Then this nucleophile will attack on carbonyl carbon to form the corresponding gilide intermediate. Then O minus will attack here and it will get knockout to give the corresponding epoxide. So this is known as a Korey-Chaykovsky epoxidation. Now talking about the Korey-Chaykovsky cyclopropanation reaction. In this case, base will abstract the proton again from here and it will form this type of halide. Now this halide, sulfur halide, will attack in a alpha 1,4 addition fashion, like Michael addition, right? So it will attack 1,4 and it will form this type of intermediate. Then this oxygen ion will push electron here and this double bond will attack here to knock out this dimethyl sulfoxide moiety to give the cyclopropane intermediate. Sorry, product. The formation of sulfoxonium halide is taking place. Then conjugate addition of the halide to the enone, and then cyclopropane formation is known as a Korey-Chaykovsky cyclopropanation reaction. Then acidation reaction is also similar. Like here, this will attack on this carbon, uh, and it will get open up. I will draw here. Okay, it will get open up, then it will attack here. Sorry, it will attack here, it will get knockout to give the NH. Like this. Sorry. Okay, this type of product. So acidation. So the Korechkovsky reaction could be used in epoxidation, acidation, and cyclopropanation reaction. Then we have discussed the Peterson olefination. So formation of silyl lithium and 1,2 addition to the aldehyde delivers an alpha hydroxysilane, which will undergo Apple reaction, converts the alcohol into the alkyl chloride. Then formation of Grignard reagent, 1,2 addition to the aldehyde and hydrolysis will take place. Treatment of the beta hydroxysilane with acid or a base yield the corresponding alkene. So here you can see that when the with acid reaction is giving the anti-elimination, and with base it's giving a syn elimination reaction. So we have discussed in previous class in detail. Go and check that video. Then hydroporation we have discussed, right? So you can see how the hydroboration is taking place. In a hydroboration, a BH bond adds across the CC pi bond, resulting in a formation of new CB and CH bond. So the bond form on the same face of the alkene. So in addition, and hydrogen is delivered to the most substituted carbon anti-Markovnikov fashion. The resulting organoboron is an oxidized, replacing CB with COH with retention to give the product alcohol. So no, COH forms the least substituted carbon, which is anti-Markovnikov product from this method. Okay. Now we have discussed the Suzuki coupling. In Suzuki coupling, oxidative addition of an organic halide to the palladium takes place to form the palladium 2 species. Then anion exchange or a metathesis uh, takes place between the anion of the base and one of the attached moiety of the catalyst. Then transmetallation takes place and the alkyl borate reductive elimination will result in a formation of desired product. We have discussed the Steele coupling. In Steele coupling, again palladium 0 is used, but tin moiety is used. So oxidative addition will takes place first between the organic halide, palladium insertion, and palladium will become in +2 oxidation state. Then transmetallation and the organotin reagent of the organotin reagent will take place. Then reductive elimination will result in a product formation. Then we have discussed Hans-Dicker reaction. So enhanced Dicker reaction is a radical reaction. You can see here the mechanism. Then Asal condensation we have discussed radical mechanism again. Then Hoffman Loeffler Freytag reaction. I have discussed all the mechanism. This is a quick class. I have to finish it. Yeah. So all these things is already discussed. So no need to discuss anything else. Thank you so much for your kind attention. If you have any question, any doubt regarding this thing, you can ask me on my YouTube channel in comment section. So I'm going to end this class today here. Thank you so much.